They suffer for years and years and wait till they retire at like 65 years old to then start living. You're damn near on your way to dying. You ain't doing any living at that point. Like, you have to think about, all right, what is that ideal freedom lifestyle and how can I get there in 3 to 5 years?
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me.
What's up, freaks? Welcome to another episode of the Steve Eckert Show. And today is going to be kind of part 2 of the last episode. Last episode, we talked about just freedom, that freak freedom identity. Now we're taking it to the next level. Today, we're going to talk about creating and crafting on how to actually do it and reverse engineer it, your freak freedom lifestyle. Listen, I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to show you the process that I've used and also the way that you could get this done yourself in creating that vision of what is that freak freedom, that ideal freak freedom lifestyle look like. Because listen, I'm the happiest motherfucker you will ever meet. So when it comes to lifestyle and when it comes to living life the way that I want to live, the way that I envision, I am the happiest motherfucker you will ever meet. So listen the fuck up, take some notes, and take the pieces that will work for you so you can craft and start working towards and eventually live your ultimate ideal freak freedom lifestyle. Now, first off, let me tell you about the Steve Eckert Show. The Steve Eckert Show is a podcast on how to flip the switch and have a no excuses, badass mindset, adapting you to a guide and adapt and overcome and destroy the obstacles preventing your success, showing you how to operate to dominate in your mindset, your family, your fitness, and your business so you can stop being a little bitch, get your shit together, and start living life on your own fucking terms. All while you create your personal ideal freak freedom lifestyle. That's really what this show is all about. And today we're going to dive deep into that, what the real foundation and the essence of this show is all about. Crafting, creating, and living your ideal freak freedom lifestyle. And not only that, let's even say creating or setting, like we talk about leadership or accountability or standards or boundaries. You set them, you live them, and enforce them. That's no different for your freak freedom lifestyle. That's what this is all about. And we're going to dive deep into this. A couple episodes ago, we talked about the difference between being rich and being wealthy. About how there is a big difference. You could be very rich, but you could be very unwealthy. So I'd say you probably go listen to that episode after this, and some of the context might make sense. In that episode, I told you, I am the most successful person I know. I am the wealthiest person I know. And we're going to break down how that actually happened. We talked about the difference about rich and wealthy a couple of episodes, but today we're going to talk about how to create that wealth. And that wealth is created with that freak freedom lifestyle. So I want to ask you this question. Are you living your own freak freedom lifestyle? Are you living life on your own terms? Are you marching to the beat of your own drum? Are you doing shit that makes you and your family and your people safe and happy? Freak freedom is what we talked about last week, and everything that we talk about is the next level of freedom. So this whole freak freedom lifestyle is basically building it step by step. Like Lego blocks, Lego building blocks, one piece after another. And always thinking, all right, how can I create even more freedom in my lifestyle? What does that freedom even look like? For me, it means working for yourself. Just to break down the bullet points of it, it means working for yourself. As an entrepreneur, you're in your own business, own your own business. Working from home, working with your spouse and even your family. Homeschooling your kids so they're part of that. You have that ultimate freedom. Living where you want to live. Operating how you want to operate. Creating your own schedule. Work and play when and how you want. And crafting that all the way that you want to. Having the freedom to invest in your relationships. So let's kind of break all that down. And now here in the Freak family, we did things a little backwards. We did things backwards. We first quit our jobs, or first moved in together quit our jobs, started a business, had a kid, got married, had another kid, started a few more businesses, bought a house, moved to California, bought another house. Like, that's a little bit different, but that is the freedom we wanted. And that all compounded. All right, what is the next level of freedom? And even after all that, we said, all right, still something off. We want a little more freedom. We got an RV. The RV led to more freedom because we had that vision. And we're going to go over in this episode how to create that vision, that really how to break it down piece by piece. What does that look like to craft that vision? And we had that. And RV was part of it because we wanted to be able to travel. We wanted to be able to go places on the road when I'm going to work, to be able to take the kids with me when they were on vacation from school. So we said, all right, there's another thing holding us back, is school. All right, the next level of that freak freedom lifestyle we wanted was homeschooling the kids. And now all this was crafted, most of this was crafted many, many years ago in the goal setting, in the vision stage, in the creating that vision and the visualization. And then that turns into manifestation with a whole shit ton of hard fucking work and effort and failure and suffering and hardship and pain. But it all happens. This shit ain't easy. No one's saying this shit is easy. But think about that. That's what our ideal freak freedom lifestyle looked like. And so now we work for ourselves. When I left the Marine Corps. So I was in the Marine Corps. And I got out. I wanted to work for myself. I created a vision even back then of owning a gym, but I had to start off in a regular gym. So I had a regular job in a regular gym, working an hourly wage as a personal trainer. Did that for years. It took years to build that up to where I can go, all right, what's the next level of freedom? Next level of freedom was opening up or going out on my own, quitting this job and going out on my own. I was doing in-home training. I was driving around New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York City, Westchester, all over the tri-state area on the East Coast, doing in-home personal training, but it was my own business. It was the next level of freedom. You kind of max that out. And listen, everything you do is a stepping stone to the next thing. Every bit of freedom you have is a stepping stone to the next level of freedom. It's all pieces in the puzzle. As we say, all right, here's where I want to be. Here's where I am. Reverse engineering it. All right, here's all the steps it's going to take to get there. So this in-home training was the next step. From there, it's like, all right, we need to quit our jobs completely, go into in-home training. I got the Russian, my wife, to also quit her job. She went into just training with me, into in-home training, and we just did that. The next level of freedom for that was opening up an actual location, opening up a gym. Next level of freedom from there, and we're talking on just the business side, was closing that gym and moving things more to online, higher level coaching for higher level individuals, the much higher profit margins. The next level of freedom. So we weren't stuck into the New York area because we knew we wanted to be out in California with the palm trees and the weather and the sun. That was the lifestyle we wanted. So these are all the steps it took to get there. And now we work from home in California, and it took a long process to be able to make all this shit happen. Shit doesn't just happen overnight. It doesn't happen automatically. You have to create that vision. We all work together. We call it home lifing, not even homeschooling. We have an RV, so we live where we want to live. I'm able to take my kids and family. If I have a business trip, either they all, depending on the situation, the location, we just did 2 Texas trips back to back just last month or about a month and a half ago. The first Texas trip, we all drove there together in the RV. All I had to do was go there to record a podcast. I took the whole family with me and we turned it into a whole trip. We got so many other things done, but that's freedom to me. That's the lifestyle I want to live. Like the type of work I do with coaching and mentoring and leadership and all this other stuff and these programs we run, like the Project and Operation Black Site and OTD one-on-one coaching, all requires some travel here and there. LTD, leadership and team development, where I travel the country and go and train companies' entire teams. This requires sometimes some sprints of travel, sometimes a couple times back to back. The lifestyle I want to live is not to have to be traveling all the time and be away from my family and my kids. I want to still make millions of dollars while spending more time with my kids than anyone I know. That is part of the ideal freak freedom lifestyle I wanted to. So I just take everything and put it up against the mirror of that. Is this in alignment with my lifestyle? Is this conducive to the lifestyle I want to live? If it's not, it's an easy pass. It's a fuck no. Any option that comes your way, it's either a fuck yes or a fuck no. There's no in between. There's no half-assing. There's no maybe. But that allowed us to do this trip to Texas all together in an RV. Literally 10 days later after we got back, we all flew to Texas for a couple other events. Think about that. I would have been gone for 2.5 weeks of all this travel back and forth away from the family. Instead, taking them along for the ride, being able to hang out together in the RV. Like, these are memorable experiences. Things are going to be remembered forever. Trips and vacations and even turning work, like creating a life you don't need a vacation from. That is a freak freedom lifestyle. Like, boom, right there. That's a bomb right there. Create a lifestyle, create a life you don't need a vacation from. Where work is same as personal. Personal and professional are just intertwined. It's all the same. It doesn't even matter because it's all fits in under that umbrella of that ideal lifestyle that you want to live, where you can create your own work schedule. You create when you're working, when you're not, what you're doing, what your entire schedule is, and doing it how you want to do it your motherfucking way. That's freak freedom lifestyle. To be able to take those kids on business trips, things I'm going to go and get paid for or get experience on or exposure, and be able to do it together, take them along for the ride. We're able to work out together. Shit, Tyson and I went to the gym today, 10 a.m., middle of the day on a Tuesday afternoon. Normally, you'd be in school for that, but that's the kind of lifestyle we want to live, that we're able to go work out together at a gym in the middle of the day, in the middle of a school day. But you know what? On the way there, we're listening to books, we're talking, having deep, meaningful conversations. That's education right there. Having him, he's my cameraman for this video. Look, come from behind the camera. He's my cameraman for this damn video. That's freak freedom lifestyle.
Hello. Bye.
What was that? So that's the lifestyle I want to live. Where, look, he's going to learn more just recording these episodes of this podcast than anything he's going to learn in school. Like, that is the lifestyle I want to live. And again, it all starts with that vision of what is that ideal? What does it look like? A lot of people talk about vision and it sounds cool and all this and that, but what the fuck really is vision? Like, I have a simple way for you to look at it. I already kind of touched on it. And this is going to make it easy for you to make decisions and know what to do next and what to say hell yes to or hell no to. And it's all about your lifestyle. The lifestyle you want to fucking live. Is this thing or this opportunity or this event or this task or this project or this decision, is it conducive and in alignment with the freak freedom ideal lifestyle that I want to live? Is this going to get me one step closer? And in order to determine that, you need to first craft exactly what the hell that lifestyle looks like. Because otherwise, how could you measure something against it if you don't first know what it looks like? So you need to reverse engineer that shit. So what is the ideal freak lifestyle in detail that you want to live? Now, I explain what mine is. Maybe some bits and pieces are like, oh shit, I like that. That fits me. You have to craft it according to your goals, your life, your personality, your family, your work, your career, your business, your character, your lifestyle. What is the ideal freak freedom lifestyle for you? Thinking maybe 3 to 5 years from now. To me, that's long term. Like, you should want to be to your ideal freak freedom lifestyle within 3 to 5 years. If you're waiting 10 to 20 years, it's too fucking late. I don't want to start living life on my own terms when I'm in the fucking nursing home. Fuck that. People wait till they suffer for years and years and wait till they retire at like 65 years old to then start living. You're damn near on your way to dying. You ain't doing any living at that point. Like, you have to think about, all right, what is that ideal freak freedom lifestyle and how can I get there in 3 to 5 years? Yeah, there's going to be other goals. You're going to then optimize it. You're going to maximize it. You're going to multiply that afterwards. But I want to get there 3 to 5 years. Max. No matter what your age is. Of course, younger people, this might be a little different, but you get the point. Like, then think, all right, what is the major stepping stone? The achievement on the way to that. Like, what do I need to do? What are the steps I need to do by year 1, year 2, year 3? And breaking that down. Of course, we're reverse engineering that. Let's say, for instance, you want to sell your business for $10 million 5 years from now. And then when you do that, this is what the lifestyle is going to look like and whatever else. All right, first, why do you want to sell it? What type of lifestyle would give that to you? Why does it need to be $10 million? Why do you want that type of lifestyle that you're describing? Like, you have to answer all these questions in deep detail. Like, attention to detail, the deepest details in these. Maybe it's not going to take 10 million. Like if you want to sell your business in 5 years, you have to make it sellable. So maybe within 2 years, you want to be completely hands off with that business. It's on freaking autopilot. All right, so what do I need to do this month right now to start making this thing be on autopilot where it can run without me within 2 years? Because if I want to sell it for this amount within 5 years, it's got to be running on its own where it doesn't need me to operate. Because otherwise, how could I sell it? Or I'm going to have to go along with it. Then what needs to be accomplished this month or this week? Down to today, and even this fucking moment, this task, this next task. How is that in alignment with this freak freedom lifestyle? And if the lifestyle meant selling the business in 5 years for $10 million, all right, how'd you come up with that amount of money? Is that really the amount of money you need to live that lifestyle? What kind of investments you're gonna have? What kind of money coming in? What kind of money do you need to be making ongoing income to live the lifestyle you wanna live? Some people think sometimes it's $5 million a year, $10 million a year to live that. But then they break it down. It's like you get away with $1 million, $1.5 million, and you'd be good for the lifestyle you want to live. Depends on what that is for you. For me, it doesn't take a shit ton. It doesn't take too much. Because I want to be having dinner with my family 7 days a week. When the kids used to go to school, I wanted to be home when they came home from school 5 days a week. I wanted to take them to school 2 days a week. So everything you're doing, once you craft this and you really break this down, and we're going to go to even greater detail in a second on how to break that down even further, but asking yourself, once you have it crafted, are these things that you're doing moving you closer or further from that freedom lifestyle? Everything has to be put up against that mirror. If something isn't a clear and decisive fuck yes, then it's a hell freaking no. That's why you need to think about it. This makes it very freaking easy to make a decision on whether or not to take a task or a job or a project or whatever. Anything. But again, there is always a caveat to this, a thing that has to go along with it that needs to be mixed in with this. Not only does it have to match your freedom lifestyle that you want, but it also must be within your personal, family, personal, and professional core values or creed or code or whatever you live by. And you should have personal core values for your business, core values for your family. You should have all that. We'll do that in a separate episode if you don't. We did one on core values already actually in the past, but you should be having all that. So go listen to episode, I think it was 2 or 3 of the Steve Eckert Show podcast, and that goes into core values personally and professionally. So go dig into that. But basically, you need to always be attacking in that direction of this desired lifestyle that you want while still doing the right thing and not being a fucking asshole, not burning bridges, not going about things the wrong way, not trying to cut corners, not trying to take the easy route, not trying to keep things comfortable. I told you, there's going to be some fucking suffering on this path. It's easy to talk about it. It's a little less easy to envision it, but actually putting that shit into play is going to take some fucking grit and hard work and maximum effort and positive attitudes. And you need to make sure your core values and your desired lifestyle, they are yours and no one else's. Yours, that fit you and your family that you created. This is a lifestyle you want to live. I've talked about it many times, but just because you see a motherfucker with a private jet doesn't mean you need to have one. Don't get caught up in the bullshit. Don't get caught up in the hype. If the lifestyle to acquire that private jet is not going to make, it's going to make you, if it's going to knock you off course and make you deviate from your desired lifestyle, then fuck your private jet. I tell myself that all the time when I almost get caught up in thinking I should have this and that. You see people on the internet have this and that. And meanwhile, they're living miserable fucking lives. They're just showing you the best of what they have on the internet. And you think you want that. But guess what, motherfucker? You would have to sacrifice probably the lifestyle you want to live to get that private jet. Would I be able to have dinner with my kids 7 nights a week if I was living the lifestyle that would allow me to get a private jet? Probably fucking not. Probably fucking not. And again, go back to that episode on rich versus wealthy that we did a couple episodes ago. Listen, I don't give a fuck about a private jet. And I'm living my ultimate freedom, ideal, desired lifestyle. I consider myself a shitload more successful than the motherfucker that might make 10 times more money than me and has that private jet. Or even the one that wants that private jet and is working towards that private jet and sees their kids only a couple days a week. Like, that's not the lifestyle for me. If it's for you, that's whatever. That's why this is for you to craft. If that's good for you, I would suggest against that because you're going to be lying on your deathbed wishing you spent more time with your family and your kids and didn't push so hard for that private jet that you really don't give a fuck about, that you just want because you saw some dude on the internet that had it that's probably miserable themselves. Listen, I consider myself more powerful, more successful, and fucking happier than any of those types of people. By far, because I am living my ideal freak freedom lifestyle. There's a story, a fable about, I'll probably fuck it up, but there was a fisherman who would go on the beach and he would go fishing. He just had some little ghetto net and a little spear, and he'd go out there and he would catch massive amounts of fish every day out on some island somewhere. And there was some dude vacationing from like New York City or from some big city boy there watching this. And he saw this dude come in after a few hours with all this fish, this massive amounts of fish. Like, holy shit, you need to start a business with that. He's like, what? How do you even do that? He's like, I don't know, this is what I do. He's like, what do you do for a living? He's like, well, I come out here and I fish. And when we're done, I go home and I go and hang out. I work out. Then tonight we take some of this fish and we sit on the beach and we sing and we dance and we cook up the fish with my family and my kids and we have a good time. And then I do it again tomorrow. The guy's like, wow, you need to monetize this. We need to go into business with this. You need to start making money for this. I could invest in this. We could start a business here and we could start making a ton of money. And the guy's like, well, why would I want to do that? And the guy's like, because we can get huge. We could sell so much as we can make millions of dollars with your talents, your skills, your abilities of what you're doing out there in the ocean. Holy crap. And the guy's like, well, why would I want to do that? He says, well, because we could grow and we could expand. We could be global. We could be all over the planet, all over the globe. The biggest fishing company in the fucking universe. We could have ships all over on every continent, every part of the ocean. And the guy says, why would I want to do that? And the guy says, well, because after doing that for a certain amount of time, for 15 or 20 or 30 years, you could then retire and have all this money, and then you can just sit and spend your days fishing and working out, and at nighttime you could just sit and dance on the beach with your family and kids and play on the beach and just eat the fish that you just cooked. You get the point? It's like motherfucking time travel. He already knows his ideal freedom lifestyle. Why would he go through all that to then waste all that years and time and energy to just go and get what he already could possibly have now? That's why I say 3 to 5 years, motherfucker. Don't be wasting time. Hell no. So let's break it down. This ideal future, this ideal freedom lifestyle. First, you need to identify, what is that goal and dream? Where would you like to be in that 3 to 5 years? What's the best possible outcomes that you can envision? And you need to explore that and then think, all right, what is the real, you want to make it almost impossible, but something that you know you can make happen. It is still a possibility. And then you break that down into years and months and weeks even of tasks. But then I want you to go to the end in your head. And I did this about California for years. Go to the end in your head, to a point in the future where this goal, you're already living this freedom lifestyle. And imagine what it's like. Imagine what that life is like. What's going on if you just went after that and you achieved it and you accomplished it? Visualize that ideal. Picture that ideal future in your freaking head in detail. See it, hear it, smell it, fucking feel it. Imagine you're in that future right now. Envision that shit in specific detail. Like, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel? What is life like? Visualize your typical day in this ideal freedom lifestyle. What does it look like in this new future? What is around you? What's your environment? Where are you? Who's with you? What's your schedule? What kind of team do you have? What kind of work are you doing? What kind of money you're making? What are you doing with your free time? How much free time do you have? What does it look like? And then when you think you're specific, get even more specific about all those things. What is the setting in it? Where are you sitting? How are you operating? Who are you meeting with? What are you talking about? What are the conversations you're having? What are your hobbies? And think, what does it mean for me to reach this goal? Why is this even important to me to have this goal? What difference will it make in the world, in the universe, in my life, in my family's life? Paint that motherfucking picture. What emotions are you going to experience when you reach this goal, when you're living that lifestyle? And then start fucking working backwards to the present day, to right now, to start crafting that. Start creating that. Like, what is one step you can take right now, today, to start moving towards that ideal future? Break it down from 3 to 5 years from now, from that finalized picture that you envision in such detail in your freaking head. It's like motherfucking time travel. It's like that fisherman on the fucking beach. You could start living that right now. If you start putting that in your head, you start visualizing, you start living towards that, you start working towards that right now, this journey to get there is fucking freedom. That is a freedom lifestyle. You need to know and be so specific and so clear on what that looks like. Like for our lifestyle, now we're just at the point where it's just time to multiply it, to optimize it, to maximize it, to make it even better. Because we pretty much checked all the boxes of what our freedom lifestyle. And I'll break it down for you again. And you pick and choose the pieces that resonate and work for you. We work for ourselves, making a shitload of money with high profit margins. We work together, work with your spouse, work with your family. We work from home. We also have an RV to travel when we want to travel that way. We homeschool our kids, so we're not attached to any kind of schedule. We can create our own schedule and do it our way. That is, and we live where we want to live. We just jumped in a car one day and just drove out to California with all of our shit in storage because we knew that was the next step. That was the next step of this freedom lifestyle. We live where we want to live. We visit where we want to visit. We travel together on work. We travel together on vacation. We know what our goals are. We know what other things we want to do, what other things we want to get done in life before we fucking die. And we are living that shit right now. Every one of those boxes, fucking check. Take the ones that work for you. Use this system to craft your own freedom lifestyle. I want to hear down in the comments down below. What does your ideal freedom lifestyle look like? That picture of 3 to 5 years from now. Or maybe you're closer to it than that already. What does that look like? Maybe you're already living it. I want to hear about it. What is freedom? What is a freedom to you? What does that lifestyle, that ideal future look like to you? I want to hear about it. You might give me some fucking ideas. I want to be inspired by you. And if this inspired you to start living your ultimate freedom lifestyle, make sure you like and share and comment down below and share with me what your lifestyle, your ideal future looks like. Share it below. Send this video to your friends, your family, whoever could benefit from this, whoever need to get on board with this ideal lifestyle of yours. Send it out to them. Subscribe to the channel. We will see you next time on the Steve Eckert podcast. And in case no one told you yet today, you are fucking awesome. No excuses.